Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 10 most beginner Excel formulas that you should learn. I've included timestamps in the description in case you want to jump around. Otherwise, I'm going to jump straight into the first formula, which is the sum formula. Now, the sum formula is used to add together numbers. Now, to use this formula, we always start by clicking in the cell we want our answer to appear. Then we're going to put an equal sign, which is how we start all of these formulas. Type in the name of the formula, which is sum. Put an opening bracket. And now we want to highlight the numbers that we want to sum or add together. So let's say we wanted to add this 5 and this 2. We'll highlight those, close off our bracket, and hit enter. So in theory, this should give us 7 because 5 plus 2 is 7. And as we can see, it does. However, what if we wanted to add all of these numbers? Well, we do the same thing. We go equals, sum, open bracket, highlight all the numbers we want to add, so this entire data set, close off our bracket, hit enter, and we find that the total of all of these numbers using the sum function is 355. So let's move on to the second formula, which is the minimum formula. Now the minimum formula, which we shorten to min, gives us the minimum or smallest value of a data set. So let's say we want to find the smallest value of these numbers. Well, you might be able to look at it and see it's obviously 1. However, if this was filled up with a huge amount of numbers, this is where these formulas become extremely useful. So to use the minimum formula, we go equals, type in min, open the bracket, highlight all the numbers we want to consider, close the bracket, and then we see that the answer is 1, as we can see here. So going on to the third formula, we have the max formula, which stands for maximum. This is very similar to the minimum formula. However, it does the complete opposite, so we find the largest number in the data set. So to do that, we can type in equals max, open bracket, highlight our data set, close the bracket, and we can see that the largest number is 63, as seen here and here. So going on to the fourth formula, we have the count formula. Now the count formula is extremely useful for adding up how many entries we have in a dataset that are numbers. So this only works for numbers. So I've purposely included some names here, which are letters, to show that those won't be picked up. However, if we want to see how many entries we have that are numbers, we can use the count formula. So to do that, type in equals count, open bracket, and say we want to see how many numbers we have of these highlighted cells. So we highlighted 4 cells, so in theory this should give us 4, as it does. However, if we wanted to include all of these cells, this time it should include all the numbers but leave out anything that's blank or a letter, and this gives us 10. And if we were to count up those numbers, we can see this is correct, as we have 5 numbers here, another 3, which gives us 8, 9, 10. So going on to our fifth formula, we have the count A formula, which is very similar to the count formula. However, it does it for letters this time. So I have a list of names, and say this list is huge and I want to see how many names are in that list. I can simply go count A, open the bracket, highlight all my names, close the bracket, and I can see I have 13 names in this list. Again, just to stress, this becomes extremely useful if we have a huge spreadsheet with tons and tons of numbers. I'm just having smaller data sets to keep things simple. So going on to our sixth formula, we have the Countblank Formula. This is the final variation of the count formula I'll include in this video, and this variation only counts the blanks. So say you have a bunch of values and you want to see how many blanks you have. So blanks are cells with nothing in them. You can use this formula by going equals count blank open bracket, highlight all your values, close your bracket, and as we can see we have two blanks, one here and one here. So going on to our seventh formula, we have the average formula. Now the average formula gives us the average or the mean of a data set. To find that, we can go equals average open bracket, highlight them all, close the bracket. So we can see the average of these numbers is 20.705. Going on to the eighth formula, we have the median formula. Now this is very similar to the average formula. However, the difference is the median formula takes the middle number. So rather than taking the average of say 2, 4, and 10, 10 is a high number, so it would likely drag the average up a bit to say 5. And if we test, we can see that the average is in fact 5.3. However, the median will take the middle number. And as we can see here, the middle number is 4. So if we go median, this should give us 4. So it gives us the number right in the middle, rather than taking the weights of the numbers. So we can use this for a larger data set like this one and find the middle number by going equals median, highlighting our numbers, close the bracket, and we can see the middle number is 16. Going on to the ninth formula, we have the mode. Now what the mode does is it finds the most common entry. So we have these list of numbers. The mode will find which number appears the most. So to do that, we go equals mode, highlight our values, and we can see the number that shows up the most frequently is 7, as it shows up 3 times. So going on to our 10th and final formula, we have the time or current time formula. Now this is just a fun one, as it's a way you can instantly tell the time by going equals now, open and close bracket, nothing else, just 2 brackets, and this tells you the current time as of now, which for me, it gives me the exact date and the time. So here's the date I filmed this video, and right now it is currently 2:57 in the afternoon for me. Anyway, that's the last of these 10 formulas. They're all quite simple and easy ones to learn, as again, these are 10 of the most beginner Excel formulas you will find. So I'm going to make a follow-up video, the top 10 intermediate as well as the top 10 advanced Excel formulas. So look out for that in the future. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.